Hello everybody, my name is Rhianne, and today we're going to be using a super fun prop today called the Fitness Circle or the Magic Circle. It's a really great tool to use for activating your core, for getting more muscle integration, so let's go. We're going to just start by just looking at the Fitness Circle. You're going to see that there's two handles on either side, on the inside and the outside, and so this really gives you a chance to have a lot of versatility with this prop. So we're going to start just by sitting on the ground, cross-legged, just really feeling rooted through the sit bones. And let's place that fitness circle right in front of you so that your arms are straight but they're not locked. You're going to take a nice deep breath in, and on your exhale, starting at the base of your spine, I want you to think about lengthening that tailbone, drawing those ribs towards the hips, really activating from the core. So the core muscle is what's going to really pull your entire spine into kind of sitting behind those sit bones, pressing down into that fitness circle, getting a deep abdominal activation here. On your inhale, you're going to lengthen from that tailbone, sitting all the way up, stretching the tops of those ears up towards the ceiling. And let's just change our grip. So we're going to place the opposite hand on the bottom and the other hand on top, just to make sure that we balance everything out. Really focusing here on that scooped position of the pelvis, drawing the ribs in towards the spine. Again, as we lengthen with that inhale, we're growing out from the sit bones all the way up to the ceiling. And on the exhale, we want to pull that pubic bone closer towards our nose as we sit our weight back behind those sit bones, slurping those abdominals. We're going to come into that same position, so in that really nice deep C curve, drawing those ribs towards the hips, and we're just going to work on some abdominal presses here. So the arms are nice and straight, and the motion is really coming from that action of drawing those ribs towards those hips. We're exhaling on each time we try to turn that circle into an oval. Lovely, and let's come up to stack and sit up on the sit bones. We're going to go into some twists. So we're going to keep the hands on the outside of the circle. We're going to extend the arms directly in front of you, making sure that the circle handles are about chest height. You're going to take a nice deep breath in, growing up nice and tall. And on the exhale, we're going to do a double exhale to the right. Inhale right through center and exhale over towards the left. So when we're doing these movements, I want you to focus on the kind of corkscrew nature of the rib cage. So really stay connected with those sit bones on the floor, especially when you're twisting in one direction. Pay attention to the opposite sit bone, because it gets really easy for us to almost shift our weight slightly. So really think about those two sit bones pressing into the ground, and we're keeping that chest nice and tall. Beautiful. Let's lift the circle directly overhead. So we're going to inhale, and we're going to do an elbow exhale as we press the arms towards the back. Again, trying to keep pressure on the handles. We want to almost turn that circle into a little bit of an oval. Well done. You're going to really feel this in your upper abdominals. Lovely. We're going to go into some unilateral work, which I really love because it gives us a chance to really tap into sorting out our muscle imbalances and also challenging our core stability muscle. So let's place the circle to your right side. We want to really draw that scapula down, and we're going to just work on depressing that circle, really leading with that scapula. So what's going to happen is you're going to feel a strong activation on your lats, underneath that armpit. You might even feel a little bit in your shoulder, and you're definitely going to feel it in your core. So on your exhale, you want to press that arm down. Inhale, you can float it up, and exhale, press it down. We're going to add our side bend mermaid to this. So on your next exhale, I want you to lengthen that left arm up towards the ceiling, close the right ribs towards the hips, extend that left arm over towards the side as we press down with the palm of that right hand to depress that circle. Inhale, stacking all the way up. And again, on your exhale, drawing those right ribs towards those hips. Press it down, really tapping into that left sit bone as we come into that side bend. Keep that top arm extended, lots of energy throughout the arm, throughout the fingers. Beautiful. And let's switch sides. So let's get nice and comfortable sitting on the sit bones. We're going to extend that left arm again with that micro bend in the arm, placing that left palm on top of that fitness circle, and on your exhale, drawing that scapula down your back as you press that circle into an oval. Now, doing these sides unilaterally is going to help you figure out kind of where your weaknesses and imbalances are, so that you can figure out how you want to strengthen, how you want to work with some stability, so that you end up being equal or close to equal on both sides. Let's go into our mermaid side bend. So we're going to extend that right arm towards the ceiling as we depress that left arm, closing the left ribs to hips. Inhale to come back to sitting, to stack all the way up, and on the exhale, coming into that side bend. Again, really trying to close those ribs towards those hips, keeping that right arm nice and long. And let's just do one more here. Excellent job. And shake it out. We're going to do some abdominals with the fitness circle. So what I would like you to do is to place your hands in the inside on one of the handles, and the opposite inside handle is going to be right at the base of the spine, so right where your head meets your neck. We're going to roll down to lay on our back, making sure that our feet are about sit bone distance apart. Have a nice long neck. Let's knit those ribs together, and let's make sure that we have a really nice neutral pelvis here. Again, just tapping into those ribs and making sure that you're feeling those back ribs on the mat. We're going to take a nice deep breath in to prepare, and on the exhale, we're going to press our hands into that handle. We're going to fold those ribs towards those hips. We're going to inhale to stay, and on the exhale, we're going to slowly lower back down. Inhale to prepare, and on the exhale, leading with the ribs, pressing into the handle just to get a little bit more leverage with the upper body. We're going to inhale to stay and exhale to roll down. So you're going to probably start to feel this in the arms as well, because you're holding a very strong isometric contraction here. So this bit of pressure is going to help draw those ribs a little bit closer towards those hips. So if your hands are getting tired, please just feel free to have a little break. This is a lot of work. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of stability happening in the body. So just take a rest as much as you need. Lovely. We're going to come into our tabletop position, and we're going to work with our legs and our upper body. So take a nice deep breath in to lengthen. On the exhale, we're going to draw the ribs towards the hips and really focusing on bringing those hips closer towards those ribs, so that we're working both ends of the body in towards each other, so that we're really activating through the entire abdominal system here. Again, if this is a lot for your lower back, you can go into an imprinted position just for some added stability. And let's do one more time. Nice deep exhale. We're going to hold it up here. We're going to do some little pulses here. Let's do 5 little pulses. So working a very short range, about 2 inches. That's it. Oh, good work. And let's relax. Let's just remove that fitness circle. Good. And let's just roll it out. Release the lower back. Well done. We're going to put our legs through the inside of that circle, making sure that those inside handles are resting just above the knee. And then we're going to open our legs slightly so that there's a bit of pressure on that circle. We're going to come back into our lying down position and just make any more adjustments that you need. Again, a little bit of pressure on those handles. We're going to knit those ribs together, press those hands into the floor. We're going to take a nice deep breath in to lengthen. And on the exhale, starting with that tucked tailbone, we're going to roll up, articulating the spine all the way into our shoulder bridge. We're going to hold it here. Take a nice full deep breath in. We're going to open those knees 3 times to make that circle into an oval. And on your next exhale, softening first from the sternum, upper back, mid back, lower back, long tailbone, back into our neutral spine. Inhale to prepare. On the exhale, we're going to scoop through that pubic bone, rolling all the way up again. Inhale to stay. Again, opening those legs 3 times. And on your exhale, softening through that chest, really focusing on that really nice articulation all the way down through that spine, releasing into neutral at the very bottom. Take a nice deep breath in, and we're going to roll up. Again, really pressing into our feet, staying nice and connected, and just really focusing on the weight shift. So making sure that your hip bones are both facing the ceiling, that you're shifting your weight equally through the feet and through the legs, that you're not deviating to one side as you roll up and as you roll down. We're going to come into our final roll up here, really focusing on that nice external press of those legs. Beautiful. And let's roll all the way down. Lovely. Let's remove the fitness circle, and we're now going to place the fitness circle on the inside of the leg. So again, we want to keep those handles above the knee. You never want to put them directly on the knees. It's too much pressure. So coming back to knit those ribs together, those hips are nice and stable. We're in that neutral spine, hands pressing into the floor, and we're just going to do some hip press ups. So as we press up, we're going to squeeze that fitness circle 3 times. 1 and 2 and 3. Hips come down. Exhale to press up for 1, 2, and 3 to lower. And let's press those hips up. We're going to hold it here, and we're going to try to really activate the inner thighs by drawing those knees in towards each other, really squishing that circle into a really long oval. Keep squeezing through your glutes, pressing your toes down into the floor. Lovely. And let's come down. We're going to come and do some side lying work. So whenever you're ready, sitting all the way up, and let's work on our right side first. So we're going to stand the fitness circle up, and we're going to pop our left leg on top. So we want to kind of get the handle just slightly above the ankle. We're going to come into that side lying position. So let's bend that right knee. We want to really have a little mouse hole between our ribs and the floor, and we're just going to activate the inner thighs by pressing down. Now this does require quite a bit of balance and stability, so just get yourself nice and comfortable before you start to work. So always checking in with those side ribs. Again, we want to create that little mouse hole, and we're just going to press it down. Keep that foot flexed if you can. It starts to burn pretty quick. And let's do some little pulses here. Exhaling. Nice deep breath in, filling up those lungs. Good work. We're all done. All right, we're going to now put the fitness circle between both of our legs. So again, try to get it just around your ankle. Again, getting back into that side position, that little mouse hole. You can extend that bottom arm, and we're going to work by doing some lateral side lifts. So keeping the legs nice and straight, we're going to squeeze that circle, turning it into an oval as we lift, focusing on the obliques here. Squeezing those legs in towards each other. Again, this is a lot of balance. There's a lot going on here. We're going to hold it up, and we're just going to squeeze and squeeze and squeeze. Really try to connect your exhale with those little pulses. Good work, and you're done. We're going to transition over to the left side, and we're going to repeat everything. So let's just get our magic circle set up. I always find that one side is easier than the other. So the right leg is going to be on top. We're going to get into that side lying position, so that bent bottom leg, connecting with those ribs, so making sure there's that little mouse hole. And we're just going to start by pressing that leg down, trying to really make that circle into an oval, trying to keep that foot flexed if you can. That top arm can act as a bit of a tripod to kind of help keep everything in alignment. If you want a little bit more of a challenge, you can lift that arm. You can have it just alongside your body. You can have it behind your head. Totally up to you. Here we go for the pulses. Pressing down, really feeling that activation through the inner thigh. You're going to feel this in your deep core muscles as well, and all done. Good work. We're going to go to our double leg. So this time, you can either lay your head down on your arm if you want to have it straight. You can bend your arm, totally up to you. And again, we're really trying to focus on squeezing those legs together, but also lifting as a unit. So I like to think about my bottom leg is actually pushing my top leg up, and I'm really connecting with those deep obliques on that top side. So that's going to help get that lateral bend in the body. So you've got inner thighs working, you've got core work, and let's pulse it here. Again, making sure that we're breathing, trying to connect those pulses with the exhale. And we're done. Good work. We're going to come and lie on our back, and we're going to place the fitness circle in between our ankles. We're going to have our palms nice and flat on the floor. We're going to draw those ribs together, and let's extend those legs up towards the ceiling. So we're going to flex the feet like we're standing on the ceiling, and we're just going to bend both knees and straighten up to the ceiling. So in terms of your breath work, I like to exhale when I'm pressing my legs up. So inhale to bend and exhale to extend. Focusing also on your hamstrings, your lower glutes. Pressing those ankles in towards each other. So again, making that circle into a little bit more of an oval. So this is really going to activate your inner thighs. It's going to activate your hamstrings, lower glutes. And we're going to go into our half range. So we're not going to extend all the way up towards the ceiling. We're going to kind of work in a much of a shorter lever. And you're going to probably notice here that the legs are starting to get a little bit fatigued. So trying to keep everything nice and straight. There's a tendency for one of the legs or one of the ankles to try to pull the other one towards the side. So just trying to keep everything nice and parallel. Lovely. Let's take that circle out. Let's just do a really nice stretch here. Our inner thighs just got a ton of work. Lovely. And let's come and sit up. We're going to transition to doing some work on our stomach. So let's pop the fitness circle in between both ankles. For me, this is the hardest part, is keeping them aligned as I flip over. And we're going to do some heel squeezes here. So just get yourself set up. You can stack your hands, place your forehead on top, make any other adjustments that you need to. We're going to work with our hamstrings here. So I want your pubic bone to be pressing into the floor, pulling the belly button away from the floor. Bottom ribs are connected. And we're just going to try to draw those heels in towards each other for a breath, and then we're going to release. So there's a lot of lower glute and hamstring work here. So just focusing on that nice equal pressing into that circle, holding for a breath, and then release. We're going to keep squeezing those heels in together, and then we're going to start to involve the upper body. So on the inhale, draw those heels towards the hips. On the exhale, extend those legs, shine that chest forward. Inhale to bend the knees, return the torso towards the floor. And on the exhale, extending those legs, leading with the crown of the head and the nose, shining that chest forward. Beautiful. Inhale, focusing on those hamstrings, drawing those heels towards the hips. And on that exhale, shining that chest forward, lifting up with your nose, crown of the head. Beautiful. Let's do a few more here. And the next time you come up, we're going to stay. So exhale, extend those legs nice and long, shine that chest forward, knit those ribs together, connect those bottom ribs towards the floor. We're looking ahead of the mat, come up a little bit higher in the upper body, energy all the way from the tips of the toes to the top of the head. Hold it here, breathing and release. Let's draw those heels towards our hips. Let's take that circle out. Beautiful job. Well done. And let's press back into a shell stretch. Just stretch everything out. Thank you so much for working out with me today. Please like, subscribe, comment below. I love to read your feedback. I hope to see you again soon.